Nestled amongst a wide range of Carenia, the Cyprus Wildlife Research Institute is a haven for second chances. Here in the Rehabilitation Center, injured eagles mend their broken wings and foxes regain strength for the survival in the harsh wild. Dedicated staff and volunteers collaborating to become surrogate parents, providing specialized diet and enriching environments. Their ultimate goal? To release these vulnerable creatures back into the wild, stronger than ever to reclaim their place in the symphony of the Cypriot wildlife.
Az önce 11.90 yalan hayat destek hattına gelen bir ihbar var. Karmi'de bir evin bahçesinde ev sahipleri bir Goofy fark ediyor. Goofy dediğimiz Kıbrıs engeleyi. Hemen çıktık diyorlar başkentten. Bir 15-20 dakikaya orada oluruz. Bakalım. Umarız sağ şekilde Goofy'yi olduğu yerden alacağız. Onun için daha güvenli olan bir yere tekrar salımını yapacağız.
When the rescue team comes and brings animal to the wildlife hospital, the first thing that we do in the hospital is try and check to see what the condition of that animal is. What is wrong with the animal? How is the condition? What is the behavior of that animal? We will do initial examinations where we try to figure that out, and after that we will try starting a treatment for these animals. We will perform some medical procedures, we will treat them, we will give them medications. Occasionally they will also need a surgery, for example. All of this happens in our wildlife hospital. The treatment process can take up from a couple of days to a couple of weeks to even a couple of months, depending on the situation of the animal when it comes to the wildlife hospital. But of course, after that treatment period is over and the animal is actually finished with the examinations, with the treatment, with everything related to the wildlife hospital, these animals continue going to the Wildlife Rescue and Rehabilitation Center. This is actually the point where the animals are being rehabilitated. They're trying to release this animal back into the nature. Just put 5 small quails. No, 5, no 4.
4 small
Four small quails.
Okay.
And some hearts in case any of them doesn't know how to hunt.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go. We're gonna do the same as we are doing for the releases. Just let's go down.
In Sanctuary, we have one London Pastor Tilhead. She has been with us for 7 years now. She was shot, so she had a really bad fracture in the left wing. When you see the animal, you can see that she's not able to hold the wing properly and she is not able to fly. The people find the animal. Instead of bringing to a center, they decide to keep the animal in captivity for 4 years in a small cage exposed to public. So in 2017, we took the animal and we bring the animal here. It was impossible for us to do anything else, just to try to make her life the better life possible.
CWRI also offers mistreated exotic pets a safe haven and a second chance for life. One of the exotic pets we save from despair is a rhesus macaque called Susie. Separated from her mother at a young age, she was deprived of essential social interactions and natural behaviors crucial for a macaque's development. Initially sold to a small zoo, she was confined to a cramped cage. Later, an irresponsible owner purchased her, keeping her in a small cage and exploiting her for entertainment and profit in a mall. Susie began to harm herself, indicating severe depression. Susie's story is not unique. Many exotic animals suffer similar fates due to the lack of understanding on the part of their owners. People are often seduced by the allure of having a unique pet, but underestimate the commitment and specialized care required. Now surrounded by a supportive environment, expert care, she can finally begin to heal.
I'm Dr. Wayne Fuller. I'm currently lecturing at Near East University, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, and I studied zoology at the University of Wales, Swansea, then later did a PhD in marine turtle biology at the University of Exeter. First time I came aware of the Rehabilitation Centre was in 2016, 17 I think. We had an adult female loggerhead turtle at the university's animal hospital. I wanted to try and find a better location for it to continue its rehabilitation. The hospital manager, he contacted Kamal and said would he be interested to take this on. He was happy to do so. So before that happened, I said I would like to go and meet with Kamal and check out the place here. Astrid then moved to the rehab centre here. I think she was here for almost another 2 years. Her problem was she couldn't dive, and so we couldn't release her because if she can't dive, she can't feed, and she would die eventually. But eventually, the vet Pera here solved the problem. We released her, I think it was after nearly 4 years of being in rehabilitation. For years, we thought maybe she's not going to be releasable. You know, after 4 years, you still think that, wow, we're possibly going to have this animal for the rest of her life, you know, because it wasn't likely that she was going to be able to be released. So, but it was a really nice end to the story, and it was a really nice example of how you can collaborate with each other and get good results from that collaboration. I came to Rehab Centre to attach a satellite transmitter to a Benelli's eagle. Devices that we use, they're attached to the bird using a Teflon nylon ribbon, and you make a harness, like a backpack harness for the bird. And these devices are also solar powered, so it's quite important that they get good solar exposure. You have to attach it usually quite high up on the back of the bird. And with all rehab facilities, you do what you think is best for the animal and you get it to a state where it can be released back to nature. And when you release it, that's the end. You don't know anything about that animal afterwards. Following, where does this animal go? How far does it fly or travel? What's the end outcome for that animal? Knowing that you're doing the right thing as well. You're releasing an animal and it's fit to release. It can fly 50 kilometers in a few hours or an hour, you know. You can see that bird is healthy and it's surviving in the wild, you know. If you didn't attach anything, you'd have no idea. It could, after a few days, it could be dead somewhere. Having this tracking and these tagging type markings is important to understand what's happened to that bird or animal post-release, because then you can be confident in the work you're doing before the release. Some students from my faculty come and volunteer here, and that's really useful for them to be able to experience different animals which they would normally get educated about, because traditionally in most veterinary faculties it's predominantly mammal based, you know, your dogs, cats, and then your large animals, your agricultural type farm animals, so they don't get much exposure to native fauna. Just handling reptiles, birds of prey, is good experience for them. Them types of skills are very useful for them in the future, you know, to be able to have experience with dealing with snakes, with lizards, with turtles, with birds, you know. It really helps them develop their skills, you know. Collaboration is vitally important in any conservation. If you try to do it on your own, it can be very costly, both in manpower and time and money. So if you can collaborate, you can use facilities, personnel, and also everybody has different experiences to bring to a project, you know. Even if you're not a biologist, you might have an engineering background and you might be able to solve a problem that a biologist might not even think of, you know, way of solving the problem. So I'm always for this very inclusive way of conservation, you know. It shouldn't be exclusive to individuals or to different groups. It should be a very inclusive partnership.
Today we're going to give the long-legged buzzard hearts. He came in with a broken wing, help him with the growth of new feathers. We give it the supplement biotin, and we put that on hearts, and in this way we know that he gets in the supplement we give him.
The volunteers of the Rehabilitation Center are also helping with taking measurements and the ringing of birds. The measurements are very important for studies. By taking the measurements, you can tell if there's a difference in size of the same species in different locations. Also, you can tell if there's differentiation in sex or age in these species. Every bird that we release is given a specific metal ring with a unique number. If the animal comes back to the rehabilitation center with another injury, we know exactly what bird it is. This allows us to see the previous information documented, what can really help in the rehabilitation process.
Şimdi dün Karmi'den aldığımız, Karmi'de bir bahçeden aldığımız Goofy vardı, Kıbrıs engereği. Onun kontrolleri yapıldı Yaban Hayat Hastanesi'nde. Herhangi bir sıkıntısı yok. Ölçümleri alındı kayda geçmek için. Şimdi Karmi bölgesinin tepesinde daha böyle insanlardan uzak, onun için de daha güvenli olabilecek, insanlar için de güvenli olabilecek bir yere salmaya gidiyoruz. Bir de dünden önceki gün aldığımız başka bir yılan daha vardı Alsancak bölgesinden. İkisini birlikte salacağız. Dediğimiz gibi kontrolleri yapıldı. Herhangi bir sıkıntı yaşanmadı kurtarma sırasında. Ölçümleri de alındı. Yaşları tespiti yapıldı. Yaş tespiti. Kayıda girdi bunlar. Onlar için daha huzurlu, daha güvenli ve insanlar için de daha güvenli bir yer onları bekliyor.